Hello, my lovelies. I know it's been a good minute, and I was going through some stuff, but that's besides the point. As you can see, we're on Minecraft. My wife and I have a nice little world that, yeah, there's a lot built, so we are going to be going through that with you, and then we will, get into the actual meat and potatoes of the series after we do our little tour. So, let's just, get right to it. Oh, I always be getting stuck on the doors.
I'll fix the door. I apologize. I've been
No,
working on other stuff.
I get stuck on the doorway that I made originally on our little like door hut. Like, sorry, dirt hut that we were staying in for a little bit. We have a
You
shit
just
ton of
hear the
chickens.
sound.
Yeah,
You just
it's
hear the sound.
glorious sound of, mm, totally not abused chickens.
I don't know what you're talking about. OSHA regulations has never stopped by one time.
Never? No, okay. You totally didn't, stop by when I had my sheep and was telling me that I had not, that I was not following OSHA guidelines and such.
Well, OSHA's never stopped by here. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. OSHA's look. I am one OSHA agent. I do not control all the rules, and no other OSHA agent has visited my chicken farm and said that I'm abusing the chickens.
Oh, okay. Um, all right. So this is a world that my wife and I have been playing together, as you guys can see. There's quite a few things that are already built up and whatnot. But for once, I am actually playing this game out of creative. Um, Not that you guys actually know that, considering I think I had one Minecraft video within like maybe my first couple of months into putting stuff out on YouTube's, and then didn't put another one out. But anyhow, so these are the sheep that we was just talking about, the lovely sheep in question. We are going to be moving these beauties to a different spot, but we are, as you can see, have all these different kinds of animals that aren't in the base Minecraft vanilla. We have a mod that we got from the Minecraft shop that allows us to be able to have these creatures. I can put a link to the mod in my description of the video, and if you guys are actually interested in it, it's going to go for any mods from now in the future, whether it be in the series that I'm playing with my wife or whether I, veer off and I, you know, do stuff on my own wise. Because I'm very into looking at all the different types of mods and stuff, but wifey much so prefers the vanilla aspect of Minecraft, and that's okay. But as you can see, she's over here tending to her chickens.
Which OSHA has not stopped by to say anything again, might I add.
Totally not. Okay. Um, and then we're not actually entirely sure which one of us happened to walk past one of the horsemen, but we do actually have two of the horses. We had one of the horsemen actually was chilling. Was it in the water down past the
Yeah, they were chilling
fence?
in the water.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
down.
chilling in the water.
Well, because I remember you called me down there one day and you were like, "Baby, look, look, look," and I was like, "What do you want me to look at?" And at that
Shit.
point,
Hold
we
on, I'm
didn't.
dying.
Yeah, you should probably eat something.
Yeah, I don't eat very well in life or in game. Goddamn.
Anywho, at the time though that we came down, well, ushered me down here to come look. None of this was here. Now this is all the wifey right here. You see what she did? Look at this. It's just it's great. Look at all the prettiness, all the colors, all the different textures. Okay, I'm gonna stop sitting here and going off on a tangent as much as possible. But down there, I'm not gonna go all the way down there because you see there's spooky things down there that want to eat my butthole, and quite frankly, I don't want that. So we're not gonna go down there at the moment. Y'all can stay down there. Boy, or girl, whatever you are. I don't know what you are, but ugh. Move, move. Okay.
We should
Any,
probably we should probably go back up.
well, there's a bed in
God.
in here, ain't there?
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and sleep or whatever it be. It doesn't really matter. So we really actually really do enjoy the fact that we have the thing where it only one of us actually has to actually go to sleep for the night and not both of us. Because
Yeah, that's
sometimes,
in a base setting. That's a base setting in Bedrock.
yeah, which I guess I should mention that I am technically playing Bedrock because the wife uses Bedrock. So, and this is her
I
world that
play
she
on the
started.
other
Yes. Same kind of situation like with Valheim, except for with Valheim, and it's not anything necessarily against them, you know what I mean? But like the updates don't always come out for the different platforms at the same time. And since, you know, it's not my world, I don't necessarily have access to it type situation. So, anyhow, I'm trying to think of what else I can actually show you guys wise. Like, we
You can
have,
show them the grocery store that we made. Look. A cute little
um,
grocery store. So usually you
yeah,
have a one block sugarcane farm
mm-hmm.
that has the double pistons and everything. And this is pretty much the exact same thing. You can see that they got the little dispensers down there. And then the redstone in the back is also pretty simple. I mean, simple. You'd still need to go to the nether set where you have the comparator before you could really get this made up. But and then the little
It's,
minecart down there brings it all up for us. And if you come down, you can't see it, but there's a mine cart underneath the sand portion too.
hmm, just
Mm.
trying to get out and not be in your way as much as possible, but that was just a small area to begin with. All right, so what else can we show you? So there's the tower that you guys saw me in originally. That's
Yeah.
where we're staying at currently, but it also has a little bit of a mob farm there. Now we have this building. This is good. This goes down into our mines. Hello, are you gonna come through? Okay, I just didn't want to hit you with the door. What? I didn't want to hit you while trying to close the door. Sometimes I can't speak. But yeah, no, you hear that little dinosaur? Yeah, he comes from that mod pack that I was talking about. And we got some storage here. We are in the process of reorganizing stuff because stuff has gotten moved around and so forth. But if I come around here, you can see that we have a little bit of a mob farm right here. And then we have like our storage for different items that we've collected through doing this. And then we have a different like mob farm as well. That for our tools and such that we have that have mending on it. That's what we'll usually go down there for and whatnot. But up here there is our enchanting table is still up here, yes? Yeah, all of our enchanting stuff is up here. And then we got our little I always forget what this is called, the grindstone thing.
Yeah, it disenchants items and gives you the XP for it.
Yeah. So that's this building. Alright. And then you can go further down, which is going to take us into one, not only our, if we turn off here, our mines, which then goes down to the like XP, you know, mob farm that I was talking about that we use to repair our mending tools. And then we have our dripstone farm here, and we have some storage there, more storage coming through here. We originally had like a smelting thing here, but that ended up moving. And then it goes out into our fishing dock,
Let's
which
show them the front. Show them the front of the building.
show them
I
the
worked hard.
front.
I worked hard on this part too.
You did do a really, really good job on these. I remember when it was all just orange because it wasn't aged yet. And then we were talking about like the different colors and designs and such, but she did an amazing job. You know, I feel like she really, really did. Oh shit, hi, that's water. I backed up a little too much. Anyhow, because I was trying to get a good view of the like archway. But anyhow, yeah, so Wawa got a little like boat canoe thing, got an actual boat right there, and then you come over this way, and in here we have all of the little like, smelting stuff that I had talked about that we had moved. And this is another little farm, like redstone thing. Now,
So this is a smelty XP farm. You put stuff in the chest, or you can use this little hole, because sometimes the hoppers fuck up and they'll like mix up where shit's going. But you can put it directly in the minecarts, and then you run it through the machines, and then this little switch, you can turn it this way. It'll stop using the hoppers because the hoppers are redstone, which means the items will stay in here. And for people who do not know that even in Bedrock you can make this farm, it's just a little bit tricky. This will still hold XP, it just won't keep it. It takes longer to get to 30,000 XP. So one of these would be like 10 levels minimally. So that's still a lot of experience. And then up here, you can see all the redstone that's inside of it. You can see the way that the tracks go over top of the hoppers. Um, this is edited mostly, so that way you can kind of have the chests be lowered down. But yes.
okay. So that is that. And then if we come back up this way, we have some other stuffs. I'm gonna take you up to the project that I actually personally worked on. I made a nice little park. This shit right here took me forever because of the fact that, let's just face it, I have not really played a whole ton of survival games. The most survival games slash crafty games that I've actually played has been because my wife. I have found different games that I like because of it though, so that's not by no means an issue. But this took me absolutely forever to figure out how to get the water going where I needed it to go, how to get the shape going, and then because if I take you in through here, it actually is a little cave opening. There was actually a lot more vines in here originally, and I've been kind of taking them down and whatnot. But it's got some little bit of random kind of garbage storage right now, but there's a little, nook and cranny cave in the park. Coming back out of the water. Come down this path. Tried to give it at least some decent-ish texture, a little bit of differentness, and then a little gazebo here. And this has a nice little actually we have the furniture mod now, so I'm gonna be taking this off and I'm putting like actual benches. But as of right now, this is what the bench looks like. This is what we had made for a bench. And then in here, there's not an attendant in here right now, but there will be. We may or may not be kidnapping a piglin from the Nether for that job, but that's besides the point. They will totally love it here. Yes. But you come up here and you order your noms and then you can sit down, right? And then there's pretty little flower bed, and then there's more seating area with like an umbrella. And I did consider putting fishes in here, but I haven't really gone and gotten any fish to do so. Now, it actually has been a while since I've slept in games, so well, wait, no, I think I slept when, I don't know. I just don't want to get attacked by sky rats. That's all. And it's starting to get to that time of night. But with all of that in mind, so we're gonna go ahead and you know, save our respawn point and sleep for the night as soon as it will let us. And I will be right back with you guys. And then if we come up here, this is where we're calling this our daycare. Yeah, it's a daycare center for the village. This just has a bunch of materials that we were using because originally the sheep actually were right down there. And then, so that's why all of our dyes and stuff is up here. That's eventually going to be getting actually sorted out. Now, we're going to ignore the fact that, hold on, I need to switch these. But oh, I thought they were just sitting there and opening it. I was like, we're gonna ignore the fact that they're opening it. They're not trying to escape at all.
I came in here. I just walked right in. They said, "Wee."
Whee! All right, so in here is our little daycare. This is our daycare. You know, it may pretty much all be adults, but that's besides the point. They have grown up, and they love it here so much that they didn't just they just decided not to leave. But where they
And
see
then this is the playroom.
Yes, I am trailing behind in the playroom, which is one of the things that we were going to be taking care of today. I believe I mentioned before our little intermission that we got a furniture mod off of the Minecraft store, and it allows us to have different types of furniture that is supposed to actually be interactable. Now, my thing is, I don't know if the villagers will actually interact with it. Will they be able to interact with it, or is it really just truly going to be decorational to them?
I think it'll just be decorational to them. I don't think they'll be able to actually do anything with it.
Well, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. But anywho, so we'll actually be able to put some proper furniture in here, and I keep mentioning it, and I haven't actually put anything down yet. Look at him. He just came up in here and looking around the corner like, don't mind me, just watching.
You be nice to him. That's our mending villager.
I am being nice. He just came up to come stare and then sadly walked away. I'm sorry I hurt
Look
your
at him. Look,
feelings.
look, look, look. Look at
I'm
him.
I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Here, would you like an egg?
Don't throw an egg at him. What do you mean? Stop it. Look at him. You made him Squidward.
Okay, enough of the terrorizing the freaking villagers in here. Why do I even have an egg is the question.
Because you walked by the chickens, which are totally OSHA regulated.
Kitty. This is one of the actual Minecraft kitties. This isn't one of the pack kitties that we got.
Yes. Yes.
But anywho, so that's the daycare center, and then you come on up this way, and there's another pathway that we're starting because that's going to be going up to that was where we're putting the library at. And
Yes.
as of right now, it is just kind of yeah, as you guys can see, it's just like a little bone structure of sorts because the wifey and I were, talking about like how high we want the walls to go, and then I mean, this kind of just was the material we had on us to be able to make the skeleton for it. So yeah, but so this is where our library is going to be. You're going to be able to walk in, right? And it's going to have this nice little entrance. There's going to be an archway, some pillars. Now, just roll with me. It will make sense as we go. Now, all of our little buddies are going to be here, right? And they're going to have all their little jobs that they do to help us, do things and whatnot. And they're going to be our little tellers, for say. Anyhow, we're also gonna, put some decorational stuff in here as well, which is what we're gonna be doing together. So we're gonna be putting some bookshelves, some tables, nice little spots that people would want to go and sit and read at, or just exist.
And this is
Oh, there
just
you
a
go.
small
There's
potato.
one of the other animals. Is this?
No,
I
but
don't.
we need the black husky. We cannot take the white hamster yet.
Okay, so that brings me to the wife would like to make a collection of all of the animals, every single one of the colors that the world slash pack offers. And so I'm gonna actually take you up to where she has her horde of them at.
You be nice to my collection. They're color coordinated. Okay, we're working on black right now. Then we get other colors. Yes.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is this is the black hamster. This is the black Shiba Inu. This is the
Mm-hmm.
black. This is a tortoise, not a turtle. A tortoise is a land turtle reptile. It does not go in water. This is a black tortoise. Anybody in the comments that says it's a turtle is wrong. This is my black capybara. He's very cute.
Capybara.
Capybara, 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 capybara. I stole him from the wandering pet trader.
She did. I was standing there and I think we were talking about what we were going to do in today's video, actually, ironically. And he just happened to walk past and she saw the black capybara and she said, "Ooh, yoink," and just took him.
So I found the black hedgehog messing with the farms, and I had to catch him. And then I found a black hamster, and he was so cute, and he was down in the tree farm. And I said, I don't know if you're the black hamster, but I think you are, because I've seen other hamsters, but none of them have been black so far.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming that this is the black hamster, and I caught him. He's cute. And then the latest to the group that is tamed is the little black Tyrannosaurus. Look at his cuteness.
He is absolutely adorable. They all do have their own unique noises and stuff. So if you happen to hear something animal-wise like that, I'm not sure what made that noise. It wasn't him, was it?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, so he sounds like an elephant for some reason. But
Yes.
that's why I was like, wait, no, there's not elephants in this pack. I know there's packs that have elephants because we were looking at some of them that had, I think I was looking at one that had an elephant in it.
I think so.
I think that might be because this is the light version. So, there's a non-light version, which I believe it has like the elephant and like the all the other stuff. Anywho, so that is the wifey's little collection of animals. She wants to collect all of the colors that they have for them, and in a sense have like a little zoo. But that's what I'm gonna say. She wants to have her own little zoo. Where
That's
we're
my
going to
collection.
where we're going to put the zoo, I have no idea. Okay,
I don't
so
know.
you know where you're gonna put your zoo?
No, I
No,
don't
don't
know.
know.
No, I don't know. I go 9-9.
I'm going nine eyes. And you have another animal captured down here?
Is this the black Siamese? I found him on the beach.
You found him on the beach?
And
Oh, is that so? And then what happened? What did they do to you? Did they lure you
nothing.
in with fish?
No, I put a
Meow
leash
if it's
on
a
him.
yes.
I put a leash on him.
Yeah, this one was one of the first dogs that I think this was the first dog that got tamed.
I think so. I think this was the first wolf that got tamed. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
And then, little like counter here, and then this is a little walkway behind and whatnot. It's pretty uniform all the way down, so I'm not gonna bore you guys with walking all the way down that way. But you come in here, and here is this chimney that the wife made, and then as we look up, she took the time to go ahead and make an diamond axe in the ceiling here, trying to give you guys a good view. But I think she did a pretty darn good job on that. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, hello. I look over and she's just in the window looking up, just hello. Your axe, madame, is morphing through the window. All right. Now, with the way that we have our storage here, not all of these are currently full. But I imagine as the series goes and we end up making a bunch of stuff, it will end up filling up and maybe being adjusted and so forth. But we have it color coded here, as you can see, so that because we can't really put like signs with the way that this is, without it becoming overly crowded and so forth. And so, just the pale white oak there, the cherry wood, mangrove, the acacia, the bamboo. I believe this one is what the heck is that one wood?
Arch.
Yeah, birch, and then fuck. I always forget what these are. This is the oak, right? No, this is the jungle. I said jungle was up here. What's over here then? Acacia. Okay, so no. Okay, never mind. I'm over here going derp. Anyways, they're color coded because, as you can see, I forget what's in what's chest. And so I can come and I can look and then be like, oh, I want this wood, and then open the chest for that. And then over here is more storage as well. And then this one has like some extra sticks. And then this has our saplings. And I believe these ones are pretty much empty for the most part, minus like, some miscellaneous different plant-like building materials and items. Okay. Now, with that being said, down here is where we have all of our like bamboo. So yes, we have our bamboo up there, and then this is where we've been growing the trees when we need the trees. So right here we have our pale oak, white oak, which is the newest tree, if I'm not mistaken, because right before that one was the cherry tree. Anywho, so that's what we actually have currently grown because that's what we were needing for the projects that we have planned. And as you can see right down there, we were testing out the redstone work to be able to make like an automated shearing farm. And so, earlier when I was mentioning where the Skittle sheep are at, the pen with the Skittle sheep, that we're going to be making this a bigger scale so that we can more adequately get the different colored, um, wools without having to take forever to harvest every single one of them I think, yes. But, I think the last time I had to do that, it took a good, like, I don't know, what was it, 30, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, somewhere in there, because at the time we were back up this way. We have what we are terraforming. So, like, we have terraformed quite a bit as it is, but
That's not it. That's the level that all this stuff used to be at, if not higher. This went to level like 104Z.
yeah. So there's been a lot of terraformation that has happened, and what is going to continue happening because this portion is, starting to be sloped up to where we want it to be, but we have to connect it in with this area and make everything, level and slopey and whatnot. And then over here is going to be where a lot of those farms that are going to be more permanent, like our mud farm that we had, because we had a test automatic like mud and clay farm that we were working on that was up here
We will
for
build that. We will build that on camera since there's literally no tutorial how to make a efficient bedrock mud clay farm anywhere. So we're gonna make a tutorial. So there's one that exists. And it won't be on the next video, or probably the one to come after that, because there's a lot more work to do before we need to prioritize that.
yes, but we can definitely make a tutorial for that. So if you happen to be, struggling with that like we were and are also playing on Bedrock, then you can do it too. Alrighty. I am gonna go ahead and say that this is actually where we're gonna end up calling it. I had an amazing time with you guys. Pretty sure the wife had fun as well. We hope to see you back next Monday for Minecraft Monday. And till then, happy crafting.